Hey, what's going on? What's going on? We're back. We're back. We're back. It's Wednesday, and I'm continuing my daily videos. And today, the topic is choices. Choices. So apparently, we feel like we don't have the freedom of choice, but I think that the longer I'm studying about the mind and the logistics and the process, we have to be able to kind of catch ourselves before we make a decision or make a choice. You with the more aware you become of the mind, the more you understand that we have choices. I say that because I think if you're watching this video and you have a phone and you have a laptop or computer, you can start a business right now on any of those avenues. And we kind of feel stuck, myself included, when you have a job that you hate and you go to work 9 to 5 and all you're thinking about is how when the hell do I get out, and the weekend. I watch a lot of Gary Vee, and he's always giving the motivations, and he's telling us we all have the same hours in a day and don't really complain because you only at work for 8 hours plus the commute. You probably 10 hours gone, and then you got another maybe family time. You probably have another 3 or 4 hours a night to focus on what it is you want to do. And when I heard that from Gary Vee, I said, holy shit, I had to reevaluate my life. And I said, hey, it's actually true. What am I doing this other 4 hours? And that made like kind of a little dent in my brain, and I just reevaluated everything, and I started to analyze my choices. And think about it though. I went to the DR this summer and to visit family and friends out there in the Dominican Republic. For those of you that are not familiar with that country, it's not a very developed country. It has a lot of tourism, but if you go to the country itself, there's a lot of people still without cell phones, people still without computers, people still without flat screen TVs, depending on the person's income and monetary status. But a lot of the people out there have charisma, have talented are artists, talented singers, a lot of talent, but they don't have choices. They don't have maybe the means that we have in the US. They don't have the connections and the networking that we have here in the US. But the talent is there. So what's missing? The choices. And is also what's missing is their access to these tools that we have here, and thanks to the United States of America, we have it here disposable to us for the most part, for the most people that can watch this video and have a job. You can choose to do what you want with your income. So the income is the most powerful tool, obviously, but also aside from that is the choices. I like, for example, before I would choose to coming home from work, I would choose or going to work, I would go and put music on my phone and just blast that music and back and forth and get in the zone, get in the mood. But I found out about podcasts, and they have a lot of business podcasts, a lot of motivational podcasts, and I am listening to podcasts now on my way from work and the way back. So you figured each way, 2 hours a day, I'm listening to something instructional, and I'm learning how to be a better communicator, a better marketer, better videographer, better editor. So the skills, the classes are there, the teachers are there. You have to just be ready and make the choice to understand and learn. So we have that choice. Another choice that we do have is when you get home, you have a choice whether right now I could be watching Netflix and binge watch on my famous, so far right now, my favorite show is Narcos and Black Mirrors. If you guys are familiar with those shows, they're awesome shows. No promotion for them, but they're awesome shows. But I can binge watch 4 or 5 hours easy on them. So I say, no, let's go and make the videos. You gotta hold yourself accountable. I want to make a video every day, and I'm here, and we're doing this. So that's a choice. So I think it's more of a choice than it is circumstances. Sometimes you have no choice, but for the most part, I think we do have a choice, or we gotta find a way if it means that much to you. And this is my another one that I have. I said another choice is I can choose on the weekend to to go out and party at Friday night, Saturday night, but I choose to stay home and maybe pick up a book and read a book that's in my area, in my field, that I find interesting, and that will make me a little bit more knowledgeable in a certain area that I'm curious about. It's all about curiosity. Whatever you're curious about, go and work on that. That it gives you energy. You can work on that for hours. I can go and purchase a brand new, I don't want to say a brand new phone and pay $1,500 for it, or I can go and buy a course for $500 on learning how to budget, learning how to trade. There's so many classes you can take out there, learning a new skill, learning how to upload videos, download, edit, how to make a website, how to code. There's so many skills you can learn, but it's all out there for you, but it's a choice that you have to make. Another choice that you can make is you can use the weekends to work on what it is you want to work on. I'm talking about the whole weekend. Wake up earlier if you have to, and cook 5 or 6 hours on your business. And in a week, that's 12 hours. And in a month, you got a couple of good hours there, man. You got a couple of good hours there. So you got close to 30 plus hours in just your business. And that's about a full week in your job. And you're doing it in your business. And just because of the time, exponentially, it's going to grow. Eventually, it's going to grow because you're putting more time into it. Obviously, you can't really focus on the results. You really can't focus on other people and the customers and clients. You can't focus on what they're going to bring to the table, but you can focus on your actions. And it's tough to hear it, but I think most of the time we're accountable for our own circumstances. We're accountable for our own actions. So we have to make a choice, and we always have a choice. And the longer you realize, the faster you realize that the choices you make today affect you tomorrow, affect you 5 years, affect you 2, 3, 4, 10 years. So the choices that we make are very important. So we have to be aware of the choices we're making. And whether you want to start your own business or whether you want to stay working your job, you have a choice. You can do both. You can work on the other one on the side and until that grows, and then you can eventually leave your job. But you have to make a choice. You have to start. And no motivation is going to get you to start. You have to just have that inner calling, and you have to have that discipline of making that choice that if you don't put in the work, you're not going to get the results. It doesn't come to you. You have to put in the work. It's countless hours of teaching yourself, talking to yourself. You have to be true to yourself on what it is you want to do. Don't just do it because everybody's doing it. Do it because you want to do it, or do it because something you want to do that really calls your attention, that really calls you, that you feel like you can see yourself doing that for another couple of years and monetize it. So it's all about long term, right? Because anybody can just come out here, come up with a great product, sell it quick, 6 months, make some money and get out. But I believe you have to build something for yourself that's long term, that that you can sustain. And it takes a lot of effort and work, a lot of dedication. It just doesn't, you can have that one hit wonder, but that one video, that one content, that one letter, that one poem, that one video that you put up, or that one quote, comment, whatever it might be, could change your life. But you have to be in action. You have to be using momentum. As Evan Carmichael says, get momentum, just start. But also make sure you're making the right, well, not the right, because there's no right or wrong, but if you're making the choices to that goal that you're trying to attain, all the small choices, all the small wins in a day matter. When you wake up early to meditate, whether you go to where to go to work, you listen to a podcast or read a book. At work, you're focusing on, maybe at lunch you read another you hear another podcast or read a book. When you're coming back from work, you got 3 hours in a day to focus on either reading a book or your podcast or learning. Just focus on learning. You got 3 hours a day to learn, and then you got the when you get home, you spend the time with your family, your daughters, your wife, whatever it may be, and now you say 2 hours. Then you got another 3 or 4 hours to focus back on your business, back on your goals and what it is you're trying to do. Is it study for a certain degree, work on your business, learn a new skill, so use your time wisely. But please, let's not complain no more. Let's stop the complaining. I used to be a big complainer, and once I stopped complaining and started making the right choices, or the choices that were leading me to where I wanted to be, everything changes, you know. And don't judge others, because that just shows how you're judging yourself, you know. And everybody's in a different path. We all have different paths, so I can't tell you what to do. You have to know what you want to do, but understand you have a choice. And nobody's better than me, nobody's lesser than me, nobody's below me. We all on the same level. It's just we all have different paths, and you got to choose yours, you know. And that's okay, but understand we have choices. Now, thank you for jumping in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Please like, subscribe if you like the video, and comment. Thank you guys. Take care.